Hi. We're live on YouTube. You're trippy.
Hi.
All right. Welcome to the MAZ and SACKcast. I'm MAZ, and that's MAZ. And
No,
we're
I'm sad.
professional.
Dude, why didn't you fix that? Oh.
Creative differences. All right. So WWE Elimination Chamber, as you can tell right up there, just happened. We're going to review and discuss it. The only way to open this show is go fuck yourself.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Dropping F-bombs over here. I didn't know we could do that. We can do that now. Did you know that? We can do that.
If you're watching and no one is right now, take a shot
wouldn't
every
it
time
be?
we swear.
Yeah, no shit, right? But like
Ding!
but honestly though, because Michael Cole said shit after it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, like, so we're doing this. We're going, this is where we're going now.
I
think
it. I'm here for it.
A lot of people speculated on it and thought it was coming, whatever. Obviously speculated on it and thought it.
We're here.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck? I can't hear my dumbass voice like that, dude. I don't even, does it sound okay? Am I coming through on my microphone this time instead of my fucking,
I hope so.
I mean, you wouldn't know because you're not using headphones anymore. So
I'm over that jazz.
Yeah, no need for, good
Professionalism.
Good yeah, no need for that.
Not here.
But yeah, they seem to switch gears a little quickly. I you can't really predict when it's going to happen. I think everybody thought a Cody heel turn was coming. It had kind of been built up. Like we had talked about it. I thought I saw it coming a long time ago. I can't say that I saw tonight going down the way that it did, though. Like
No.
of all the things I thought might happen tonight, this was not on the list.
Not one bit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to market our podcast here. I'm gonna send out a little tweet to the masses and let them know that we're going live.
So wait, which part are you apologizing for? The part where you're doing the work, or the part where you're doing it while we're live?
Well, somebody's got to do it when we're live, right?
I don't know. Does anybody really need to do it? Like, what are we doing here?
I don't know. Go ahead.
I lost where I was.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm good.
Fantastic.
So let's get into it. I hate Elimination Chamber. It is the worst concept to me that WWF puts out every year. But I loved tonight's show. Thoughts?
Is that it?
Well, I mean, we're going to discuss it further, but
yeah, no. I generally like the Elimination Chamber. I don't like that it feels like it's different every year for what the what the stipulation is or for what the stakes are, but it's a floating match, so I don't know. It has its own pay-per-view, so I feel like it should be a little bit more standardized as to what it means, but like in the end it's okay. Like I don't know. I don't have it on the same level as Royal Rumble, and we're kind of like turned it into being the same level, like as far as an incentive goes, I guess, like it means the same thing or something.
Yeah, I think they just do that to jack up the ticket prices nowadays.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I get that too, but it still doesn't change like the impact of it. Like it still doesn't change that that's what happened, and that like, it's about Cena getting a title match, which
Well, you know what? Thinking about it, now is the perfect time to do it because they have the 2 titles. They have the 2 nights to make this show mean something and lead into WrestleMania. If you think
yeah,
about it, like the last time I went to WrestleMania, we had Fastlane in Cleveland, and it was just a throwaway show on the way to WrestleMania. So,
yeah, I don't know. Okay, just in order, just to start at the beginning because that seems to make sense. I turned it on with about 45 minutes left in the pre-show, like just enough time to like perfect time to see Big E throwing a bunch of like tarts and sandwiches out to people in the crowd.
oh, so you missed what led into that then?
No, I saw the whole segment,
Okay.
like with him like eating stuff.
Yeah, well, Jackie was supposed to be there, but she no-showed it, is how that opened.
Oh.
It's Jackie was supposed to take him to get a poutine.
Oh yeah, I caught that part.
Okay.
Like I heard that part, but I thought they were just, kind of fucking around. I didn't think it was like the actual like her like she actually ditched on a WWE segment.
Or she might have had some hockey to do or something.
Maybe.
I would like to delve into that. If I paid as much as those people did to go to that show tonight and I got hit with a piece of pea meal bacon in the face, I would be fucking livid.
I would be excited. Talk about a bonus. Big E hits you in the face with a sandwich. Hell yeah, dude.
A meat, Canadian meat.
Fuck yeah, dude. Or a tart. I'll take it. Those big warm tarts of Katie's.
I'm sure they weren't warm.
No, they probably weren't warm, and they were probably pretty stale. No, that's when I turned it on, and it was I mean, this show, this product, the pre-production, the pre-show shit, like for so long it felt like they were trying for something that they weren't quite capable of. And like even going all the way back to when the network started, and they did the first pre-show for WrestleMania 30, like it felt hokey at times, and over the course of the PLE change, going to Peacock, all these things, like it's taken a few years, but they have figured it out, and they've gotten like right now they kind of have lightning in a bottle with the people that they have and the energy that they all kind of bring together. I mean, it's not going to last. I've kind of told my kids, my boys at this point, like, you really like try and appreciate this while you're watching it, because this is like, they joke about it being a golden era, but with the talent they have, like there are so many, like it's really hard to find a weak spot right now. Like it's really hard to find a weak spot. I mean, you can obviously like Nia Jax.
Well, here's another thing. You had another pay-per-view without Roman and Cody wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, you get Cody for the payoff at the end though, so it's hard to. But yes, and no Gunther, no
Right?
Gee,
No Rhea really.
no, none. She showed up. Well, she showed up for the little gimmick at the end of the match, right?
Yeah.
But like
No
Charlotte Flair. No Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Like and so you're at this point where you can put on a show of that magnitude, because I'm telling you, man, I'm 100% in agreement with you. I thought it was fucking fantastic. Like we loved it. It like from start to finish too. It's not just oh, the ending was cool, which I'm not getting to yet in detail because I do want to work through it like we normally do. But like, no, it was definitely like it was great. one of the things I'll touch on further down, but I wanted to get to with the Raw product right now too, is that I've talked about the way that they're booking matches and they feel longer. And I don't know, because I'm not a producer, so I don't know if segments have actually increased in time or if it's that they do one less segment, so they just broke it into how much time each segment gets, or they do two less segments. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know, so I'm just going to say I don't know. But the way that the matches have been built, and you saw it a couple times tonight, especially with Kevin Owens and Sammy, like they're doing something different where like you have this anticipation in your head of when a WWE match, the way it was booked during Vince's entire run, like when it logically is coming to its end. And then like, oh well, now I know because they swerved here, this like this is what's going to happen. And they're pushing past that narrative break. And more when I'm watching matches, especially on Monday nights, but tonight it happened too. I'm like, ooh, like I really thought that's where they were gonna finish, or that's what they were gonna do. And then the match keeps going. And you're like, oh, okay, well shit. And they've added an unpredictability to it. I mean, going into this show, I had no idea. I turned this on tonight and I had no idea what was going to happen tonight. None. And I that's weird, but I had no idea. I was like, this could go a lot of different ways. A lot of different things could happen. And with the Rock thing, it was so ambiguous. Like, I had no clue what the fuck he was trying to say, or what, like, if he was going to take over a show and try and like go head to head with Triple H, or what the fuck was happening. I still don't know what's happening, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it was a hell of a show. Hell of a show.
Yeah. I give it an A+, actually.
Yeah, I accept that. Like I truly do. Yeah.
Okay, before we get started, something that we discussed last show.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do anybody in the stands tonight.
What do you mean?
They didn't make that a segment going
into
into
like an entrance or whatever.
Like they didn't even really show Drake, other than he was sitting at the commentary table.
Yeah, they didn't.
You think that they would have wanted to?
I don't know. Kind of hands off on Drake, right? No, like no one cares. Like no one, like you don't want to say that Drake's at your event at this point in history, right? We just had the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago, dude. I mean, you don't want to say Drake's coming to your shit. You want to pretend like he's not there. Fuck, man. They probably, as soon as they noticed it was him, they were like, camera two. Fuck, man.
Well, they put him there, so probably not. But
no, I
anyways,
know. But I understand. Yeah. So they kind of got rid of the goofy segment of like the old school throwback feel. Like this felt very much like, and it changed as the show went too. There were some things that you felt it getting, like it built to this moment. Like I'll give it that. It did build to the moment. But John didn't, of course. Fucking John pulled the typical Cena thing where he's always pretending like there was no build up, there was no hint, there was no, he didn't do anything in the match to give away that he was, about to do something bad or any of it. Like nothing. Just, and maybe I got to go back and rewatch and there's some subtle hints or something, but I'm sorry, Cena is never going to get over with me. Like I respect it. I respect him for the shit that he did for kids and all that. And I understand that he worked in the era that he worked in. I get it, but he's just never going to go over for me. He's a fucking goober. Just such a goober.
All right, the show is taking place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at the Sky Dome, aka the Rogers Center, whatever it is this week. The show opened, well, it kind of Another thing they never show, they had Joe Tessitore there. And the show kind of went live, and they were showing the entrance of Michael Cole, and you heard Pat's music and blah, blah, blah. And Cole kind of kayfabed Joe Tessitore on the way by. He just said, "Oh, great night." And then you had the young lady, Elizabeth Irvin. Was that her name?
I don't know. What are we talking about here?
The Anthem girl.
Oh yeah, I don't know who that is, but yeah, that was predictable.
Yeah, Canada booed the American anthem. The show opened. They sang along with True Patriot Love to the Canadian anthem. And the first match is the Women's Elimination Chamber. All right, so I do have some complaints. What are you drinking?
Oh. Tell me your complaints.
Coochie juice?
No, it's Dr. Pepper with cream soda.
My complaints. Bailey needs new music. Liv needs new music.
A lot of people need. Yeah. Can we just let's not do the music complaints, because that's the whole new company that's been doing up. They're terrible.
They're gone. They're out.
Oh, are they now? Good.
Yeah, they're gone.
I hope that everything gets fixed quickly, because I mean, we talked about it at the Rumble too. Like, you couldn't even tell who was who because the musics are they're just so bad. They're so like, oh my God.
Bailey still has her heel music, and she's out there glad handing and shaking hands. So she needs new music.
Yeah, it doesn't scream Bailey. It doesn't work.
Right.
Like, it's just not. Yeah, so many issues with music right now for sure. But okay, complaints.
Right. So what, Naomi came in last?
Perfect.
Let's see who came in first. Roxanne, Bailey, Bianca.
Alexa was in first.
Alexa was first. Yeah.
She looked amazing, by the way. Like, just ready to go. She was actually quite disappointing in the match, to be honest. They didn't give her enough. I know she's the last two. I wanted her to win. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So you get Alexa
and Duggan behind you.
Oh, you like that? Yeah, that's signed by the Hacksaw there. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. He's got monster hands, dude.
Yeah, football player.
Roxanne, again, this was stacked. Like, thinking back to War Games, and I told you that, my boys were like, well, they emptied out the entire female roster for this match, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to the Royal Rumble, and it's like, okay, but it's NXT, and you got Jordan Grace, and I know she's here now, but she was still TNA then, and like, you got all this stuff, and you're like, okay, so there's not a lot of depth, but dude, this tonight, like, it was awesome. And the fact that Roxanne was in there and looked really, really, really good. Like, yeah. Roxanne is up there. Like, she's amazing. Yeah, Bailey might be, I don't know what's next for Bailey. She's just kind of filling space right now. Yeah, but still, like, even that doesn't have the allure anymore. I'd rather see Alexa and Roxanne. Like, I like, and I know that Alexa and Liv is like maybe gonna be a thing. Like, look, going into Mania, I don't see any other matches outside of the championship matches for the women. Like, unless they do like a big like a battle royale or an 8-woman or a ladder or something.
Tag team.
They
have that. They have the US. They have the Intercontinental now.
And like I said outside of title matches.
Oh,
because I'm saying when you look outside of title matches, that's where the matches that are like the Mania matches to me. Because if you're in a title race, if you're in a title, if you have a title or you're in a title match, that's Mania. Because that, when you get to Mania, the titles are all going to be on the card now with 2 nights. Like, they do them all, right? but like to get a match on the card that isn't a title match, and that's either a singles match or like a specific tag match that isn't a title match. That's where you're gonna win, right? Like those are the matches that sell themselves. You don't even need a title. And I don't know what those matches are right now. At first I thought KO and Sammy, but I think that kind of died like that tonight. That's over, right? Like
we'll get there.
Yeah, I know. But like my point is I don't know that there are any female matches that are coming out of this tonight as like something that's going to go down at Mania as a singles match that isn't associated with the title. That isn't, obviously, who won? Oh yeah, Bianca. Fuck, that's how bad that was. I'm sorry. That match was great. The ending for me, like you said, you predicted it. I didn't understand it. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
I actually had all 4 winners tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. You showed me your thing. Like, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
So they all get in the chamber, and I don't know if they closed the chamber or didn't, but Jade's music hit. Jade comes in. It was Liv and Naomi, and everybody thinks that Liv beat up Jade, but Jade goes to swing at Liv and moves to the side and beats the crap out of Naomi. Looked fucking $1 million.
Oh, dude, Jade looked the best she's ever looked in WWE, hands down. Like I was instantly like, dude, she looks different. She looks like they made her look kind of mean, like evil looking. Like there was something about her, dude. She came out pissed. Like, and I mean, I kind of thought it, like I called the Naomi thing. I think a lot of people did, but like, and I thought they were taking too long to pay it off. Turns out they paid it off perfectly. I thought they were gonna do it going into Naomi's qualifying match, and they didn't. And I was like, okay. But what I found very interesting is that, and this goes back to the culture change in the way that they're making it feel more like a typical sporting event instead of the anything goes. We're in the world of wrestling, so we don't adhere to logic. They didn't pull the Edge, knocking Kofi Kingston out and just taking his spot in the match and everybody just going along with it. You know what I mean? Like,
he was going to come out.
I mean, they did the right thing and they just said Naomi's eliminated. Like, she just is incapable of competing, and Jade still walked to the back instead of taking her spot. And I was like, okay, so that's a clear adjustment from the typical WWE logic. Like, they have used that exact moment and that exact thing to put someone else in that spot and just to act like the rules don't matter. And
they just did it last month with I Show Speed and Akira Tozawa
at the Royal Rumble, right? Yeah. They found I Show Speed. Now, obviously, that's a bit of a different situation, but like I liked it. I thought it was. I think they're doing some good shit with the little things, the things that like maybe people don't even notice, but a dork like me is like, oh, I see what you did there. And I know the patterns because I've watched it for so fucking long. Like, and the patterns are just shifting just a little bit. And obviously tonight there was a big shift. We're not there yet.
Yeah. But. Well, talk about an ode to something. Jade slamming the cage door on Naomi was an ode to world-class championship wrestling when Michael Hayes did it to Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have slammed cage doors on people over
that was the one.
Oh, that was the one? That was the specific. Hey, I love it, man. I love that she dug that deep, man. I didn't realize she had that kind of knowledge.
If you watch the post show and they interview her, she's going to say, that was for the Von Erich boys.
Yeah, Von Erich.
Their comeuppance back.
Yeah. Yeah. So the match was good, right? Like
Mhm.
I think we already talked about that, but the match was good. I'm trying to look just through my notes real quick to see like the
There was a
whole.
couple spots.
Yeah, there were a couple spots. That's why I'm looking through my notes at the spots I wanted to talk about. First of all, before I do that though, I just want to give an overall like another. I think every time we do a show I do this, but like I have to give a nod of appreciation to Liv Morgan. She just keeps getting fucking better and better. Her heel work in the ring is like her in-ring psychology is second to none. And that's like not just the females, but she everything she does, her expressions, like and she pays the fucking price in there. She's the fucking workhorse, right? Like I was shocked that she didn't come out in a fucking that she actually got a pod tonight because I thought she'd just, it'd be no,
Well,
she didn't. She didn't, did she? She didn't get a pod, right? She was the first one out with Naomi. She watched
her and Naomi.
yeah, like she didn't get a pod. Again, that's what I meant to say. Liv, again, doesn't get a pod. Royal Rumble, she has to be the first one in the ring. Like
She was a workhorse last year too, I think.
she is a fucking workhorse and she looks amazing doing it. And by the end of the race, but dude, I'm not just talking about like physically looks, like attractiveness. I mean, like when you watch the product, the way what she's putting over in the story, she's doing an amazing job of it, like at all times. And then by the end of the match, dude, she was beat to hell.
The hair.
Absolutely, dude. The hair was like whipped all the way around her through
I
her
don't think that
belly.
was the hair. I think that was the rope
You
when
think that
she
was,
got that
yeah,
little DDT kind of
you
thing
think
on
that's
her.
what it was?
Yeah,
And after she got the hair whip, she kind of had a pretty fucking awkward fall off the cage too. So I
yeah.
wondered how she landed there, but she had damage, and she had damage on her legs, she had damage on her back. She took it all. And then in the end, she doesn't go over. And it's like I know she like I didn't expect her to win. I'm not saying I expected Liv to win. They just put the tag belts on them. Obviously now Bianca and Naomi aren't coming back for the belts.
Mm-hmm.
So, there gets to be a whole other thing there.
While you
But
were getting into the psychology,
mhm.
I think we need to change Liv's name now on the podcast. Liv's the Snake Morgan.
No. Why?
Because she's the psychologist now, like Jake the Snake Roberts.
God damn it. God damn it. All right. So here's my complaint with the match, just so we can keep her moving a little bit. Because I did, and it is about Bianca winning. It's not so much that Bianca won, because first of all, I don't see why she deserves to win. Like, but that's a whole other conversation. It was the way it happened. She what'd she walk through? She walked through a code breaker off the top rope. Like she no-sold a fucking code breaker off the top rope.
Well, they all did.
I mean, Roxanne got taken out by it.
Who was it? Roxanne that took the mini Cesaro swing back into the cage, back into the pod, back into the cage, back into
No,
the
that
pod.
was Liv.
Okay, it was Liv.
That was Liv.
She should have never got up from that. She got up and hit Oblivion on somebody away.
She dropped her hands, like it knocked her out, and she stayed down for like quite a while. Bianca no-sold 3 finishers at the end, and one of them was the off the top rope. What else did she no-sell? She no-sold 2 code breakers, and then the knees.
That's a transition move, though.
The knees off the moonsault, when she fucking pulled the moonsault and Liv pulled her knees up. All she did was roll out of it and then go to another move. And it's like, dude, what are we like? I get it, but I also don't like that. That's not good. That's not good in ring shit, right? And to me, that comes down to Bianca. And if that's how she's gonna fucking win her matches, I don't want to watch her. And there is something about her that I've always thought that about. Like she kind of pulled the Super Cena deal through, like to go into her Uber face mode where she had to be the one with kids walking down, and it never felt real. It never felt natural because she was a heel for like, and a good heel. Actually, she was kind of an interesting heel. I just I don't know what she's doing. So what? She's gonna go. She's got Rhea or Io, which also still interesting to me.
She's gonna job.
To who though?
Rhea probably. I don't see Io winning.
That's such an uninteresting match. That's just such an with no build up. It is such an uninteresting match.
She just won the chamber, man. There's a build up. Listen, Pat said it best. She is the EST of the WWE, and you can't have WrestleMania without EST. Book it, Dana.
Well, you got me there, don't you?
I don't. Pat did. Yeah, and you love Pat, and you love me, and we love our fans. So we're gonna move on.
Yep. Hell of a match. Disappointing finish.
Why does Io have a shot on Raw?
I'm not sure.
So where's the build up for that?
Oh, well, no, she has a shot on Raw because Rhea came down and got involved with her qualification match for the chamber.
Oh, so
and caused her to lose because to live. It was the first qualifying match on Raw. And it was weeks ago. Like they built this match up over the weeks on Raw, actually, mostly with backstage segments. And Io has had a couple matches, but like
you have 7 weeks now to build Rhea and Bianca, just so you know, because Raw or WrestleMania is not until April 20th.
Yeah, but isn't Bianca on SmackDown?
I don't know. I don't watch either of these shows.
I'm fairly certain. I'm like Bianca and Naomi were the tag champions, so they kind of went back and forth because the belt, but I'm fairly certain that Bianca is on SmackDown. So, I mean, not that really matters. Everybody goes everywhere right now, and I like it, by the way. I don't know, man. It doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't make a ton of sense. I don't know that anything would have, honestly, other than, continuing Liv's chase at it. But I don't really think that anybody wants to. Yeah, what?
There's the tag champion right now, so that's where they're going to go with her for Mania.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
So
okay,
that's how I picked the winner. To be honest, I thought about everybody, and I was like, "Where does this make sense?"
I still don't get how it makes sense for Bianca, but I do understand that it doesn't make sense for anyone else. And once you take Naomi out at the beginning of that, I mean, if I would love for it to turn into a situation where it sets up Jade and fucking Rhea, but Jade isn't fucking ready for that, in my opinion.
Flip the script. Okay.
Yeah.
Say Bianca was the one that Jade attacked, which would make more sense. Think about it. And Naomi won and was going to WrestleMania. How would you feel? Exactly. So they got they did the right thing. So
I didn't even like Naomi in this match, and I knew why she was there.
You didn't think that Jade was going to come out and take her out of it, though.
I didn't necessarily think that, but I thought that they had to pay that storyline off at some point. And like I said, I had already, I was one of the people that thought Naomi was the one that did it. So I figured it was going to rear its head at some point. I didn't think it would happen before the match even started and Naomi wouldn't even get to participate. But that to me was like how better of a way to start a show. Like you've already got me. I'm already in love. This is already an A show. Like you can like, holy shit. Because I mean, again, Naomi, I don't like talk about people that don't necessarily deserve the spot at this point. It's only because of her name and because she's been there for a while. A long while, because she used to dance for standing right next to a man who is now a contributor on Fox News. Okay, so moving along, we're not going to talk long about this. Candice and Nia, they came out looking like things that I can't say without feeling bad. Like I just couldn't even start to describe them if I wanted to, because it would lead me into
it makes sense though, because they look like a tag team.
Yeah, they did look like a tag team.
And then the other ones look like tag team too.
Did they?
Yeah, they were dressed in the same colored outfits.
Yeah, they were, and they kind of look like carbon copies of each other, but which actually is kind of interesting to me when you think about it, because Tiffy looks so much more athletic, and like Trish was she was a phenomenal bikini model, fitness model. That's the word for it. And now you look at Tiffy and you look at the two of them next to each other, and it's like, holy fuck, because Tiffy just looks like she could pick her up and throw her a mile. And it's I understand. I understand. Okay, Trish is Trish. I get it, but Tiffy looks great.
I was going with the kink factor.
Oh, but Tiffy looks great.
It was mother-daughter.
Oh my god. She looks so strong. She looks so strong. She threw Nia around a couple times tonight while Nia because Nia dead weights. That's what Nia does. We've talked about it. Like that's exactly what Nia does.
The thing that caught my eye in this match was Nia sending Trish into that turnbuckle. I thought she was going to be decapitated.
Dude, what about Nia grinding up against Tiffy's neck, like while she had her in between the ropes? I was like, what is
the ode to Rikishi?
Yeah. No. That was different. That was when she gave her the wash in the corner. This was like she had her on the second rope, like she was going to 619 her, and instead she just like grinded up on her neck, on her shoulder. It was terrible.
Hold on. I have some breaking news. I have the boxing match on. Amari Cooper, PJ Tucker, and now Fabulous. These are their celebrities that are at this boxing match. Oh, Jake Paul's there now. Jake Paul.
So your update was to tell me what celebrities are at a boxing match?
Well, we just covered that in the last segment.
Oh,
they didn't do it at WWE tonight, but it's because all the A-listers are at this boxing match.
Is there such thing as an A-lister anymore?
Well, I was going with.
Do you want to be an
Amari Cooper, who just got traded for a 7th-round pick? And
no shit.
Who hasn't been in the NBA for 3 years? And
Jake Paul, who should have been with his brother tonight.
Rapping run was 1997.
Jesus. Anyway, solid booking. Tiffy looked like $1 million.
Yeah, Trish. Her outfit.
It's the same one she wore to Royal Rumble, just a different color.
Yeah, but it was white, so people feel things.
It was never going to be a good match. It could have been much, much worse. So
no, and you know what? I thought Candice looked all right in the match. Like she doesn't miss.
I know, No, and she saved Tiffy once. She saved Tiffy. She probably saved Trish a little bit when she went over on the apron. Tiffy was trying to kick Trish to let her know to get out of the way because she was going to throw
for the finish.
Yeah, and she and Trish didn't move, so like Candice almost fucking kneed her right in the dome, and Candice saved that too. No, Candice is a hell of a worker, and that's why she still gets matches, dude. I mean, that's like we've talked about this with guys like Johnny, for instance, her husband. I mean, like she gets work because she works better than 90% of the people out there. She just doesn't have anything that puts her over as something more than just a worker. And
she has a bad look too.
Yeah, she does. She can't get past it. No matter how much she tries different things, she always ends up with the same kind of weird look. And it's never gotten over. And again, she's a good worker though, man. And I mean, you can put her with Nia and they could have a tag champ run and I'd believe it.
There's your tag match at WrestleMania.
Ew. Please no.
You know they have to get Nia on the goddamn card because The Rock's going to be there.
Yeah, but how do you how do you have two heel teams? Then you go Nia and Candice versus fucking Liv and Raquel.
3-way. Add Katana and Kaden.
Oh, god damn. Too bad Chelsea has the US title. Dude, I want to see Chelsea and Piper, man. Come on. Give me more Chelsea and Piper.
I want to see Nia and Piper.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. Piper is Nia's replacement. They just haven't told her yet.
Yeah. All right. So the next match was
just so awkward to start. Like all the unsanctioned stuff and like having Zapata out there in the black shirt, and just
the covering of the turnbuckles, but then
the turnbuckle
fell off.
Oh yeah, the bottom one fell off at one point. The lights though, I thought was kind of interesting. The way they
was awesome.
Yeah. It was it started off, to me, it started off super hokey because like they did the whole ring announcement aspect of it. So that in and of itself feels rather official, but I guess they're just letting everyone there know that
there's no rules.
Yeah.
But they failed because there was no hypodermic needles like in the last one. This is how you do a no rules match. You use weapons so they mean something. You use furniture so it means something. They told a story. Near the end, I thought Sammy was going to be out for a while and he's going to be cutting promos a la McFoley Lost in Cleveland and Sammy would be lost in Toronto. And I think that would be great for him. Because clearly Kevin is going to be wrestling Randy Orton at Mania. But they beat the hell out of each other, protected. Little Nate was the star, getting the fucking clothesline from hell.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. Chuck Robb, like, oh my God, he came running in just to take that shit. I couldn't believe it. Like, you should have heard the pop in this fucking house when he came running down, because we're watching and we're like, oh man, like they got, Zapata to fucking do this. Like, he looks great in there. He's got the military haircut and he's all jacked up, got all black with the gloves on. And then the first ref that comes running down when he fucking gets knocked out is Charles Robinson. And I was like, oh no. And everyone was cheering in here like, yeah. It's like that, like he gets a pop. That's where we are with this shit. And he comes in and immediately takes a fucking clothesline. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Fantastic.
you know that like he's like just sitting there smiling while he's taking the ring down tonight. He's like, I fucking did it.
Yep.
Super nice guy. I love that guy.
Got to take another bump, you know. I liked the match overall. I think the two of them,
they go to levels that no one else could go.
Because they make it look like they're going to levels like that. That's the thing. So like when Kevin stacked the second table up, I had a moment where I legitimately cringed because I was like, I don't necessarily know how I feel about whatever spot we're going to see here, because two tables on top of each other, it's unstable, right? And it's just like, I'm an old man. Like I care about these guys. I don't want them out there risking and I know they're professionals, you know, I get it. But when you stack two tables up, I was like, oh my God. And then when they finally got to the spot, I was shocked that it was the spot that we got. Like,
that's the perfect thing for it, is they didn't go right into that.
Exactly.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but when they got to it, they didn't tease it.
Right.
No, so like you're right. Like, okay, because we were saying two totally different things, like the opposite things. Like when they set them up, they didn't go to it right away. I mean, they always do that. But when they got to the spot, when they got to the top rope, I thought they were just teasing it. I thought they were going to tease it. They were going to come down, and then you were going to get another spot later to actually get the payoff. But then when Kevin drops out and pushes him and he just fucking goes, it was so quick that like the audience just gets sucked in like immediately. It's not like that wait, blue ball, blue ball, blue ball. It was like they're gonna blue ball us, and everyone thinks that you're not gonna get it, and then you get a spot, and Sammy goes through them, and it was clean as fuck. Those two like they did some cool spots tonight that, if not done right, they don't look dangerous. They just look stupid. But they did them to make them look dangerous tonight, and they did them so fucking well. The chair with the driver onto it, guys miss that all the time, and it doesn't always look good. It looks fucking amazing. Amazing.
When they were out in the crowd and they had the gimmick tables with the garbage on them.
Yep. Hit them both
perfectly. And the one was covered, and it just had that space for the body, and it was perfect.
Yep. Even the barbed wire chair, like when he set it up,
he should have bled.
Not just that, but when he hit him the first time, the first thing I said was his shirt didn't even stick. Yeah. Like they didn't even put enough in there to like get his shirt to stick.
When he was pulling the eye, I thought he should have bladed right there.
Agree.
But his eye was swollen when Randy came out. So
yeah. When he set it up in between the two chairs and bombed him on it, dude, that was, and it's stuck there. Oh
yeah, it was art.
So good. They did an amazing.
But that's how you do a non-sanctioned, lights out match. You don't need fucking needles, glass tubes, any of that bullshit. They had 35,000 people eating out of the palm of their hand.
Oh, absolutely. I initially was like, wow, the ending felt kind of rushed, but it really didn't. He just had to put him away. I mean, there were two false endings that really should have been endings, and once he got there, like it didn't feel rushed after all. And then you get Randy, right?
Well, that ending is how they began their feud in NXT. Remember, Sammy won the title, and Owens hit him with that power bomb on the side.
I forgot. I
That's
forgot
why
all
I
about
was like,
that.
that's the perfect finish.
Yeah, but Randy.
Well, that was after. I mean, that's how they finished the match, and then you have Randy come out. The crowd probably should have sang a little bit louder. That's a big building, and it wasn't full, and it wasn't fully set up for wrestling. But I think they had like 50,000 there for WrestleMania 18, and they only sold 35 for this.
Yeah,
but
Randy looks good.
Yeah, my buddy texted me and he goes, "All Randy does every time he comes back, he looks better." I was like,
Looks
"That's
better.
because when he's off, all he does is work out and grab titties."
Yeah, he doesn't. he doesn't. He doesn't look like puffy like he did before. He looks like he leaned out quite a bit on this
season.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks real good.
The fake punt.
Oh my God, worst fucking blue ball of all time. I was like, and I'll tell you what, Mike, and I'm this is what's now it pisses me off even more because I was like, oh, we're getting a punt, like we're getting back, we're coming back, like things are coming back. And then you get blue balled, and it's like, damn it, no, we're not. It's still the same thing. We're still getting blue balled. No, that was just to fuck with us, dude.
Well,
it was just to fuck with us.
Kevin Owens teased the package pile driver 10 years ago on Cena, and now they're finally doing it.
But if we get the punt right there, right, then what happens later in the night, we're all saying they did the punt earlier in the night. This was all building up to this, blah, blah, blah. And instead it's like, ooh, wait a minute, maybe not, because I'm looking back going, well, Randy still didn't punt. They still blue balled us there, and they bleeped out stuff during the Elimination Chamber.
They did.
So it's like they didn't build to it. Like it's still just a shock, and that makes me wonder what, like, was it like, I don't know. I mean, you get Michael
You're
Cole.
You're in for that match, and there's no title now.
Oh, for Randy versus KO? See, I don't know that I am. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not, because not yet. I'm not saying I won't be, but what I'm saying is that Sammy and KO just put on like
masterpiece.
The problem with KO at this point is if he doesn't go up, just working with guys, the same guys over and over and putting on great matches is fun, but like, can he go on and do another great series with Randy? Because I mean, with no stakes.
Well,
what if Randy came back for his fucking retirement match at Mania?
There's places to go with that, though.
I'd love to see KO retire fucking Randy.
No, KO retires Cena. At SummerSlam.
No fucking way. Yeah. At this point, KO is going to have absolutely nothing to do with Cena.
They had the feud that they brought it up. And KO needs his title back.
I don't have any idea where Cena's going with this.
All right, let's get into it.
No, we can't yet. We're not even done. We haven't even gotten into that. We got to do the final match first, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll get into.
Oh, okay. So after KO wins and Randy comes out, it was at that moment that they start showing the backstage, like, well, after the commercials and stuff, they're showing all the guys that are going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. And it was at that moment that I realized we were going to end the night with a fucking promo.
Yeah, you texted me and said, we're going to get
a promo. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a pay-per-view. It's a PLE. Like, are we really going to end these on fucking promos, dude? Well,
this wasn't Stone Cold hugging Vince. Let me tell you.
No, it certainly wasn't.
All right. So the main event
time.
Yeah. So this is why I do not like the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
People have to lose. So Drew, Damian, and Logan looked like absolute dog shit. it is reminiscent of, what was it, Starrcade 89, where they did the round robin tournament in one night, because it killed the Samoans. Who was the other tag team? It killed Muda in the single, because it was Flair, Sting, Lex, and Muda. Muda went 0 for 3. The Samoans went 0 for 3. Doom was the fourth tag team. It was the Steiners, Doom, the Samoans, because Cornette said, "We want no parts of this. We're not jobbing 3 times." But it was the Road Warriors lost to the Steiners in the final match, and Sting beat Flair of the thing. And in this, you had Seth, you had Cena, you had Punk, you had Damian, and you had Drew. Mm-hmm. Drew looks like the biggest loser of all time, because he lost to Damian in 4 minutes into the, like, where do you, I mean, it's a gimmick by now that Drew keeps losing, but
yeah,
where does, you can't take him serious now.
No, I don't know. I agree with you. I'm gonna be honest. I don't need to. I agree with you. I think Drew looked terrible coming out of this. Mm-hmm. I don't agree so much with Logan. I thought Logan put on a good match, and I thought Logan put on some good heel work all the way around. He definitely had the crowd with him.
But his whole gimmick is that they were paying attention, and he's a star. And
yeah, I mean, they were paying attention to him.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think anybody was paying attention to Drew. I don't think anybody was paying attention to Damian Priest.
Damian Priest is now flatter than a plate of piss.
Oh yeah, dude, so gone, so done.
We hyped him up all summer, and
we did, and his tonight was really where I was just like, he does not fit his gimmick. He it's like Moxley all over again to me. It's like a dude who is trying to be something he is not, and that's okay, whatever. And if that's not true, I apologize, Damian,
they are now at the Sheamus level. They're big guys, and
there's nowhere good for them right now. But these are guys that I don't think have, I don't think either one of them, outside of a gimmick match or like a big tag or a gimmick of some sort, they don't have anything to do come Mania. So, and that's okay, because this year I don't see anything, there's no openings for them. It just doesn't, and that's, dude, that happens, man. There's only so much every year. That's why you want to work your way into a place where you can be. And Drew couldn't hold it. Damian couldn't hold it. It's not like they haven't had runs over the last 2 years. They both have.
If they do the international crap this summer, you could have had Drew versus Gunther, but now it ain't happening.
I mean, it still could. I don't think it will, but I don't think that, to me, you can never say it's not going to happen just because he doesn't have momentum now, because once we come out of WrestleMania season, everything resets anyway. And you look for guys to come up and everything else. And to be honest, everything's so unpredictable right now that I'm not in the fantasy booking world when it comes to WWE right now, because it's like, dude, predictability used to be something that you wanted to find. And I think now you don't, because they're doing so many different things. They're keeping a lot of things vague. I mean, up until this point, I mean, it's WrestleMania season. It's WrestleMania in what, 6 weeks, you said?
7
weeks. Okay. So it's WrestleMania in 7 weeks. We know our four title matches. We know all 4 of them.
I'm actually looking it up right now on Wikipedia.
That's crazy,
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously going to get Seth versus Punk.
Maybe there's something else involved there. Maybe there's still a Paul Heyman situation that we don't know what it is, and I don't know anything more about what The Rock is in for here. Okay, I still don't know. Okay, match. We're still in the match. Okay, so where did I get blah 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 blah.
So we're at the three jobbers are out, and it is Cena, Punk, and Logan.
Drew getting rolled up by Damian was oddly satisfying for me. There was something about that I was like, I actually really, because Damian I thought was like the worst of the two when it came to their title runs, but Damian I liked better. Drew just man, I want to like him. He looks so great, but his attitude, it just
COVID fucked his whole career.
Yeah, I'd like to see him. I would like to see him be a chicken shit heel. Like I would like to see him turn up the chicken shit instead of being the guy who pounds his chest and everything. I'd like to see him like start to be a little bit more cowardly, a little bit more like, yeah, yes, yeah, just like desperate, mean, fuck you. Like I'd like to see him be a little bit more like, instead of being a whiny bitch about it, like coming back, like, but that's just me.
He could cut a promo on Raw on Monday and just go crazy and just annihilate a bunch of extras, and maybe that would be good for him.
Maybe. Did a good spot with Logan going off of Punk's pod while Punk was still in it. I kind of liked that.
Yeah, almost like he was teabagging him.
Punk putting Logan to sleep. I actually think that you might see Logan get involved in what you're talking about, Punk and Seth. I actually think that might be like Logan might get involved there. Because Logan's got to have a spot too, and Logan is going to get a decent spot. Just being real. So I could see Logan getting involved with Seth and Punk. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know, but Punk and Logan seem to be getting a little bit of a fire started between the two of them. If you buy into Logan being the full-time guy that he says he wants to be now, I mean, put him in there with Punk, see if they can't make some money. I don't know. Punk and Cena with the hug moment.
That was weird.
I actually really liked it. So,
I did too, but then they went back to it at the finish.
Well, they went back. They acted like they were going back to it at the finish, and then he swerved him. But I liked it because, I mean, and then with what happens, it means even more, because Cena is telling Punk that he's fucking sorry as he's choking him out, and then he fucking swerves with Dwayne. And like, to me, I'm sitting there going, God, here we go again. Like, this is a metaphor for Punk's whole career. Cena is fucking big timing him, like right here to take his spot at like, here we go again. Punk is not going to get a main event spot at Mania, and it's because of fucking The Rock and Cena.
And it's so screwy because now is the perfect time to do it.
This is the only time to do it, dude. Like, Punk, what do you have left? Like, how many more years do you really have Punk for him to be a viable main event?
And he's been healthy for 6 months.
Yeah, and he'll only be healthy for maybe 2 more tops. Right. Like he'll probably go have a surgery after Mania. So it feels, there's something about it that makes me wonder if that's part of the plan.
Wouldn't it have been great? All right, we covered it. Cena won.
Cena won. Okay, if we've gotten to this point, we've talked about this. John Cena beats CM Punk. Wins.
Choked him out unconscious, basically.
Because of Rollins, by the way.
Because Rollins hit him on the way out with the curb stomp.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been awesome? I mean, Cena turning heel is great. But what if that was Punk? And Punk turned heel from The Rock.
That was my prediction.
Yeah.
I had Punk doing exactly what happened tonight, but it being Punk. But that would have put Cena on the out, and I guess I just didn't consider Cena a legitimate threat to win this match. First of all, I don't understand why Cena needs it to get the match, quote unquote.
Doesn't he tie or pass Ric Flair?
Oh, if he wins the title? Yeah.
So that's why. So Cena sold his soul.
Yeah, I get it. And I the imagery part of it, I'm not really going to go into right now because, like, I'm going to let it play out a little bit longer. At this point, I kind of feel like The Rock, like, had a thought and decided to say something, and he went on TV and he spoke one night and he just said, "Okay, I went out there and did something. Now let's make it work." And now they're just making it up as they go along.
Here's the thing about The Rock. What was the movie? Get Shorty.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where he's the gay cowboy or whatever.
Well, that's the sequel.
Yeah. Okay. Get Shorty. I don't know what the movie is, but Get Out. Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
I don't know that one.
Get Out.
The sequel to Get Shorty is Get Shorty 2, and he is he plays like a gay screenwriter guy or something.
Yeah.
Like,
so now he's a gay pimp because that's what he looks like. He came out. Who was it? Travis Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And Travis Scott was drinking a White Claw on the way out. Like, I don't know what that all was about.
I like, so okay. I'm gonna. So my boys are sitting here with me as we discuss all the time when we watch these shows, mm-hmm. and to them, Travis Scott is, one of them, like a baby eater, as they say it. Like, he represents like the evil side of what elite culture is right now.
Oh, really?
He uses, devil imagery in all of his stuff, and
I only know him from the Travis Scott meal at McDonald's.
Yeah, no, dude. He's like super into all the ritualistic, like, visuals and everything. So it goes right along with the evil aspect of it. And like I explained to them, like, there's a lot of shit about The Rock when it comes to like the more deeper rabbit holes of the internet. And The Rock is one of those people that anyone that has any like knowledge of things like that, like, he's not a good dude. Like, nobody looks at him and thinks he's a front. Yeah. So with Travis Scott involved, to people like us, we're sitting there going, okay, this is either like a legitimate initiation ritual for Cody, and John is part of it because, John's already done his, and because they're really going over the top with it, and The Rock is just steering into some of this shit that a part of the internet says about him, basically, that he is this Satan worshiping elite who, does all these crazy things and shit. And he's just steering into it, at least I hope, because, like, I don't want anybody to be these things in real life. Like, I always hope it's all just hyperbole, right? So, like, he's steering into it, or that's really what's happening. And, Cody's really getting his moment in the sun, and we're going to get the torch passing, which we get all the time. And that's okay. It is what it is. But in the end, for whatever reason, it was super ominous and it felt super dark. And he did steer into the soul aspect of it. And dude, there were 2 camera shots. Like, I talked about this with the Royal Rumble, I think it was too, where I was like, yeah, there were a couple different moments where I was like, it's almost like they set these spots up specifically just for the camera shot afterwards. And there were a few of those moments, but oh my God, when Cena fucking hugged Cody and like
looked at The Rock, and The Rock goes,
And I'm like, what? Like, what just
Cena's
happened?
eyes turned.
Yep. Dude, it was like I screeched like a little fucking girl, and my twins were like, settle down, jeez, like come on, calm down. And it's like, dude, like I'm not saying this is the heel turn that I wanted from Cena all those years, but it doesn't matter because it's still like it still means a lot, and I'm so interested to see on like where it goes, and what happens next. I don't know why The Rock has to be fucking involved, but um, mm. I'll tell you what though. What kind of pisses me off about it a little bit to myself as I'm take notes the whole show, everything else. We've discussed it, relived the show a little bit, rehashed some of the memories. I think the thing that bothers me the most is like in the end, Cody drops an F-bomb, and it's like I'm sitting here writing my notes, and I'm like, I get what The Rock is going for. It just isn't. He's just not putting it together very well. It's kind of cringe. It's kind of clunky. Cena's hyping Cody up in the background, and then Cody drops the F-bomb, and it's like everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything changed in that moment. And I like the next words I wrote down is a combination of things I can't believe I'm seeing. And like from a professional wrestling fan aspect of it, that's kind of how I felt. Like you got The Rock out there pulling John Cena's strings. Like, I mean, John and The Rock, like, kind of famously don't like each other, don't respect each other, even as performers. They've never been fans of each other. Like
John's a Toretto, Jacob Toretto, and Willie Hobbs.
Are we should just do a whole series of shows on that universe. We should just talk about our love for the Fast and Furious movies right up until about Fast and Furious 7. I mean, we've watched 8, 9, and 10, but I wouldn't
without Paul. It's not.
Oh God, no, dude.
It's like Friday Night Lights without Tim Riggins.
Well, Paul had to go so The Rock could take over.
But he's not. Because remember him and Vin Diesel hate each other, so they had to go Hobbs and whatever.
Anyway, I'm not a big fan of Dwayne. I'm just not, and I don't like my product. I like my product less when he's part of it at this point. To be honest, I understand the draw, and I understand that when he comes out there wearing a symbol of the fucking bull on his back, and he's just calling people like Pied Piper, and it's so easy to get swept up. I get it. But I don't like him, man.
Travis Scott carrying a hardcore title of the new era.
No clue. Like I said, the Travis Scott thing to me was for nothing but aura. It was just it was for nothing but aura, unless it's like legitimate. And even then, it's just for the aura. It's you have somebody else powerful with you to keep the energy what you want it to be. I think we're crossing over into like a conversation that I'm not comfortable like having during a wrestling podcast per se.
Who's his baby mama? Is he with one of the Kardashian girls? Or
you're asking the wrong fucking dude, man.
I have
no fucking idea. Okay, so what are we getting? Like, is that what the things are going to be now? Cody Rhodes saying things like
he's with Kylie Jenner,
okay,
or was.
Still don't care. So like we're Michael Cole saying shit on commentary, Cody saying fuck with the microphone in the middle of the ring. Like, are these the things?
Product?
Is this the things that we're gonna be getting like going forward? Like well, I don't know. Like what happened? What really happened tonight is kind of what I'm interested in.
Previously, a couple minutes ago, you talked about the camera shot, right?
Yeah.
Would we have seen that camera shot if was in charge? Bucky Beaver?
Which camera shot are you talking about?
The
one where
low in his eye for John Cena.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up. So,
what about the one? What about the shot with Cena, like with the Rock back in the corner, and you got Travis Scott over here chilling on the rope, looking evil and ominous, and then you got Cena just with this fucking like Jason Bourne stone cold fucking killer look on his face.
So I have to reference this because it's hilarious. In the wrestling world, you have been and I have been touched by Uncle Dave. And Uncle Dave has wanted John Cena to turn heel for 15 years.
Yeah.
Uncle Dave went to Collision tonight in Oakland and missed it.
Well, that's what he gets for being an AEW payroll.
Isn't that not the funniest?
No, that's what you get for being on the AEW payroll. All right, so serious question going forward.
My eyes saying that.
Do you think we're getting more of this? Do you think this is the way it's going, or do you think this was like for the sake of the heaviness of that promo, it went somewhere else?
I think as a whole package to turn John, I didn't know about the symbolism and all this Travis Scott guy.
Most people don't. Well, yeah, why would you?
But what they're selling shirts that said "I want your soul" with The Rock, so it all makes sense. And then Cena giving his soul for one last title run, kind of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here, but A plus show. And it got the shock value. I'm sure if you go on YouTube, that heel turn probably already has millions of views.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm getting lost in our conversation because once we start breaking it down, I have a tendency to look through it like just how I'm thinking about it. But from a product standpoint, like, yeah, tonight is going to be something that people are talking about, and the product has so many eyes on it right now. It's already so hot that
almost 5 million views. First, Netflix Raw,
and what you just did with the eyes you have on it now and the people you have talking about it, like, it's going to be huge. There
was people on my Facebook timeline that don't watch wrestling that were talking about it. So
Cena, it's Cena, it's The Rock, it's the eyes. And I'm gonna say this because people, there may or may not be somebody who watches this at some point, but as somebody talking about the product and encouraging other people to watch it and enjoying it, there is a little bit about this storyline and where it might go and what they're trying to do with the people that they're doing it with that is a little uncomfortable. But it's TV and it's entertaining, and I'm interested to see where it's going. But I'm hoping that they keep it like, man, when they jumped the shark tonight with everything that was going on in that ring, for everything it represented and all the people that were there and what was happening, to go as far as they did, I'm just like, I wonder what we're getting going forward.
That plus, what wasn't the Epstein list supposed to be revealed yesterday? But I'm just saying, like, real world stuff, it all comes together.
Yeah, 100%. And that's another part of it, is you blur those lines, right? And that's the Triple H mantra right now, right? Is blur the lines. And so there's, I mean,
well, it's not just Triple H though. It's Nick Khan. It's what's the guy's name? Ari Emanuel. And now what did you see they were promoting the TKO takeover of cities with bull riding, UFC
fight night. Yeah.
It's wild.
It is, actually. I'm very cool with it. I wish there was I wish we were still doing pay-per-views on Sundays, because it'd be cool to roll a pay-per-view up with one of those, like and not do, or like a pay-per-view for the UFC too, not a fight night. It'd be cool to have a weekend where they were actually like a big weekend. But I'd be interested to see what the crossover really looks like, I'd go to a PBR event. I've never been to one, but fuck, man, watching bull riding, hell yeah, I'd love to see that shit.
To the rodeo at the old Rosemont Horizon.
The only rodeo I've ever been to, I barely was at, and it was on my base in Barstow when I was stationed out there. We used to do we had the only mounted color guard in the Marine Corps, and we used to do a rodeo out at our stables once a year.
Barstow, home of Tyrese and Fast and the Furious 2.
Yes, it is.
It all crosses over. It all leads together.
Also,
I'm here for it.
Also, birthplace of my wife, and where my 2 children were born and lived for 6 months. So,
and I was born in the same place as Cassie Kelly. I learned that yesterday.
Fucking Oak Lawn. I didn't know that.
Oak Park.
Oh, Oak Park. Yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever. Oak Park's better.
West Suburban Hospital, Jack.
Anyway, good show. We covered it.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to do like a Mania preview or whatever.
Oh, we're definitely going to have a Mania schedule coming out. Don't worry about that. The next time, no, we'll probably schedule something before then. I'm going to Raw 2 weeks before Mania.
Okay.
2 Raws before, like the second to last Raw before Mania in Minneapolis.
2 weeks from tonight, they are doing a Remember Bruno show here in Pittsburgh. Stan Hansen is going to be there. Corey Graves. And Corey's little brother, Sammy Adonis, is going to be there. I don't know what the wrestling part is, but I'm going to go to that.
Well,
I've never met Stan in person, so I'm kind of excited.
We're going to be sitting third row. So I'm going to be camera side, hard camera. So I'm going to make sure I have a nice high MAZ sign.
You should have a MAZ and SACKcast on YouTube sign.
I don't know about promotion, but I'm definitely going to have a high MAZ. You're definitely going to get on. Yeah,
I would have to watch Raw then.
I'm going to say hi to you on Netflix. That's how much I care about you. All right, dude. This was fun. It's always nice to cover shows. I love this shit.
Yeah.
Tonight was good, man. The product's in a good place.
Right now in this WBA lightweight world title, through 5 rounds, the punches were 17 versus 19 total punches landed. So we're not missing much there.
Yeah, it sounds like a real thriller.
Next week is UFC pay-per-view, I believe.
Cool.
Wasn't that the Dan Hooker Gaethje? Gaethje's fighting Rafael Fiziev, I believe.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. Most UFC nights, I figure out who's fighting 5 minutes before they're fighting. It sucks. I used to be a dude who looked forward to it, and I still do, by the way. When it comes to the day, like I get up for it. I get excited for it, but I don't remember what's scheduled where, because
it's every week.
Yeah, and they change a lot. And it's just, when the UFC went from being like once a month to being all the time, like, that was a weird transition. Man, I'm old, bro. Like, I'm old.
Almost as old as me.
Like, we're talking in the 60s and 70s where we're all watching together and fucking, once a month. And that's all there is. It's just one pay-per-view a month. That's what you get. And then they started the Ultimate Fighter and everything fucking went sideways. Fucking Nick Diaz showed up. Well, Nate, technically, because Nick was already around, but
he was there. But it's Forrest Griffin and my man Stephan Bonner that changed the game.
Well, I mean, nobody watched that first season until after that, like until that fight. Yeah, that fight. I mean, but like that fight when they fought that, man, I'm sure you remember. Like it wasn't like nobody was watching that shit at that point. But then after that fight, it was like, holy shit, you know, like, oh, dude, I read Forrest's book when he like put it out. And he talks a lot about that fight, and it's just like he talked about like how he had to wait for Stefan to slow down because he's just so slow and dumb. Dude, Forrest Griffin is a funny motherfucker. Anyway,
Stefan.
huh?
R.I.P. Stefan.
Yeah. So. But yeah, it's different, you know, and now it's all the time, and it's so much harder to keep like the fighters I think WWE is getting in a weird place. Like we were talking about, so you have this show and you have you have Tiffy in a throwaway match. So you one champion in a throwaway match. Cody shows up and so you have your big champion show up and get fucking trounced by a fucking board member and an old timer making his farewell tour. You get Gunther doesn't even show up, but right now he's getting dogged out by Yeet, you know. Rhea shows up, and you don't even know if she's really going to be the title holder because her title is up for grabs on Monday. So
she's not dropping that.
No, but I'm just saying, like they're still like when it comes to booking, that's still how they're dealing it. Like that's still what it is. So anything's possible. She could still drop it, right? But like, you get my point. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, is this good? Like, are we making this shit up in our head? Because I'm enjoying it, but like the one dude on all of TV right now that like you don't watch Raw, you're not watching SmackDown. I get it, but you turn on Raw and every week you're getting a Penta match. Like he's the star, right? Nowhere to be found, not even a promo. Like the rosters are so deep with talent right now that like even your PLEs aren't covering all of your shows or all of your stars or all of your people.
Well,
you're not even
coming
close.
Four matches.
Yeah, well, and I like it, but can you really do that where you don't have one for 7 weeks before Mania? Like, holy fuck.
Well, that's because now they're getting into the whole package of SmackDown, Raw, going into the 2 nights and all of that.
So, how about all the peripheral shows that they're coming out with, all the different shit to touch?
Yeah,
like
that LFG looks kind of interesting, like Tough Enough.
Yeah, I actually like the LFG look. It looks
Evolve good. Is coming out this week, which is the indie people.
Mm-hmm.
What Rivals is still going. That's all.
Yeah, the LFG looks kind of interesting. And then
the girls like asked the Undertaker if she could do his finisher, and she's like, "You've been in the business for 2 minutes, girl."
Michael Cole has a show. You got fucking Stephanie has a show on ESPN. Dude, you know what's really funny? So Stephanie, they promoted that tonight. Stephanie went on the McAfee show before Royal Rumble, and I texted you and told you about that she was on. So I'm watching it, and the outfit that she was wearing when she interviewed him on that little clip tonight, this same outfit she was wearing when she was on his show. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, man, motherfucker, like here I thought she was doing cool things, showing up for his show. No, she was there to get fucking work done for her show.
Right.
Just kind of ruined it. It just kind of ruined it for me a little bit.
Wrestling is from the carnies, man. They're always working you.
I know, but dude, it's just, you know, I'm a wholesome person, you know. Sometimes things bother me.
Have you seen obviously it was on tonight, Queen of the Ring, the trailer? It's a new movie out in theaters. It's about June Byers.
Or Mildred. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
and then we have Dark Side of the Ring coming out. This is March, so it comes out this month. Like, wrestling is cooking, man. It's going to be on every night.
Yeah.
NWA Power is getting trading cards. WWE just started their deal with Top/Fanatics on cards.
Dude, the Tops. What are the Tops series that they just came out with for the WWE that are everywhere? Yeah, the Tops Chrome. Dude, those fuckers are. I see them everywhere. People are ripping those everywhere right now.
All over my YouTube feed, man.
Dude, like those cards came out of nowhere too, and like the autos, like they're fucking, some of them are kind of insane.
Like, oh really? I always see like everybody's opening those mega boxes because that's where you can get them in retail, and it's always like Kit Wilson and Ciampa. And
I saw Kit Wilson on one. Dude, the funniest shit was Michael Cole pulled that CM Punk on the pre-show for the Royal Rumble, and it was like, wow. What?
A stacked box?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. People have ways of knowing what's what and where it's at. But anyway, dude, good show. Nice talking to you. MAZ and SACKcast running strong.
Yeah, there's only one way that we can close the show.
Oh, well, then fucking do it, bro.
Go fuck yourselves.
Well done. High five. Love you.
Smooches.
Bye-bye.